What's up, Tiger fans? It's Morgan here with the Morgan Thomas Show and back again with another 5-minute video about your Clemson Tigers. And it's Wednesday night, so kind of like midweek. I did a first thoughts back on Monday. The rivalry game is continuing to get hot over on Twitter. A lot of smack talk back and forth, which has been kind of nice, to be honest with you, to see this rekindling of a rivalry that really has been non-existent for the past 7 years. I know I have plenty of Gamecock fans that, when you ask them, have you been watching this season, especially earlier on in the season and last season? Oh, I really don't keep up with it. I really don't know where they're at. I don't know how I feel about Shane Beamer and the state of the program. And now all of a sudden, after knocking off number 5 Tennessee 63-38, all of a sudden the rivalry has been rekindled and they're back and there's a pulse. And they're no longer the Miami of last week. Now they're, the Georgia Bulldogs, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are there. They're loud. They're proud. They're back. They're taking back their state and everything in between. And they have a lot to be excited about because of the game that they put up. 63-38. The last time a team had scored 63 points in their home stadium, well, Clemson did that. So it's been a long time since they put 63 up themselves, and it's got to feel a lot better when you're doing it yourself than having someone else put 63 up on you, even though that's one of some of Clemson fans' favorite games for Clemson in the rivalry. But when you look at it, man, Spencer Rattler just had an amazing game. 30 for 37 and 438 yards. And 6 total touchdowns with no interceptions. That is amazing. He spread the ball around. He had Juice Wells with 11 receptions, 177 yards. Josh Vann got into it with 2 touchdowns. Brooks, Bell, Kenyon, Adkins. Literally, the list goes on. 31 total catches here. It's amazing. It's amazing. And to be honest with you, the preseason, I mentioned this when I did my Morgan ratings. I said, hey, South Carolina doesn't have that good of an offensive line, but they have a quarterback that has shown glimpses that he can do it. And they have wide receivers that have shown. And Wells is a guy who at James Madison has shown out. So they have wide receivers that are, to me, just as good, maybe not even better than what Clemson has. With the exception of the freshmen on the Clemson side of the ball. But the thing that South Carolina doesn't have that Clemson does is depth. When you look at the team 2 deep, 3 deep, Clemson has 4 and 5-star guys. South Carolina does not have that. And so if it goes into a battle, which a lot of people are predicting a close within the spread battle, there's a few things that I'm thinking about. One, Clemson has better depth, and they're also getting guys back like Brian Bresee and Bo Collins. So that bodes well for Clemson. They not only have better depth, but they're getting guys back. They have better depth than South Carolina, and their younger guys are even better than what South Carolina has because they've, matter of fact here, recruited better than South Carolina. But again, they're coming in hot and excited and with a lot of confidence, and they believe in themselves for maybe one of the first times they believe they can knock off anybody this year. But I don't know if Spencer Rattler can do the same thing again. Can he throw for over 400 yards again? Can he put up 6 touchdowns again? The thing that Dabo Swinney says is that we all know what Tennessee is. Tennessee is not a team that's going to stop you. They don't care about stopping you. They just want to outscore you. And they weren't able to do that. South Carolina was able to get around their home environment and really rally and outperform what we have seen. Just the previous game, they lost to Florida and turned the ball over a ton. They were the Gators were in the backfield a ton, and it just wasn't a good game. Now, all of a sudden, they're amazing. So I'm saying this. It's a big difference when you win like that and doing it on the road. You're not going to be able, I feel like, to have the same kind of momentum in Death Valley that you did at Williams-Brice. So you have to put that into factor. And the other thing is, I don't think Spencer Rattler can have an amazing game like that again. Now, some people would say on the Gamecock side of things, does he need to have an amazing game like that? Well, I'll be honest with you. I think that Clemson's defense is a lot better than South Carolina fans want to give them credit for. They're going to be in the backfield. If you look at the 2 games that South Carolina has lost in the past couple of weeks, it's because of turnovers and getting in the backfield. And I do feel like that Clemson has the advantage there because of what they've been able to show with getting in the backfield, putting pressure on, and the fact that the front 7 for Clemson is one of the best in the country. Add that in the fact that they're playing at home, last game of the season. That defensive line has a lot of guys that are about to go to the NFL. They're going to be out to prove a point. And especially with the college football playoff rankings that just came out, Clemson knows they have to prove a point. Maybe not so much on defense, but they have to prove a point on offense as well. We've seen Brandon Streeter come out and have a game plan that focuses on DJ running the ball and establishing himself as a threat, and then building up to Will Shipley running the ball, Phil Maffa running the ball, and then passing the ball to his playmakers and tight ends and Antonio Williams. I think they continue with that kind of game plan, and they rely on their defense. And again, Dabo is not crazy when he called out Dean Cox and he said to the hat, bring the family, bring everyone to the house, make sure it's rocking, because you need that home field advantage. It worked for South Carolina against Tennessee. I hope to see it work for Clemson versus South Carolina this weekend. So my midweek thoughts, let me know what you think. Am I completely crazy? Am I completely off base? Did I miss anything? Should I be thinking about something else as we go into Thanksgiving and Black Friday and then ultimately rivalry Saturday? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like this video if you like this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my exclusive Clemson content I put out every single week. I had a lot to say, over 5 minutes. I know the time's off. I know you sticklers for the time are like, you went way past 5 minutes. I know that's against the rules here. But I may or may not do a video tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be either taking a nap or eating more food or hanging out with the family, and I hope you do too. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Tiger fans and Gamecock fans out there as well.